Kirby's somebody who has been very important to me in my career as a sales and marketing professional. Kirby was actually my first director of sales in my very first sales job. So to say that I didn't know what I was doing was an understatement. Me coming from a more professional environment, 10, 12 years in technology in a senior management position, to going into a commission-only sales job at a very junior level with no list, no resources, no assets. To have somebody like Kirby be able to provide that kind of coaching and mentorship, and more importantly, systems and processes for me to follow. By the time I intercepted him, it really seemed like a perfect plan. And for me, being able to follow that kind of a playbook certainly helped me to expedite the success that I found in sales and have found now for the course of the last 15, 20 years. You know, those kinds of exercises, I've certainly been part of multiple sales organizations now, both as a sales leader and as a seller, and I can tell you that almost without fail, every one of the organizations that I've been a part of haven't necessarily taken it to that level. It's been incumbent on me, really, as a carbon copy, if you will, of this system and of this process, and trying to implement where I saw that there either wasn't one or there wasn't one that was better than this particular one. And again, you know, it's always been very, it's been something that has been very successful for me to employ in both building teams and having teams achieve revenue goals. But now as I find myself over the past 6 to 8 years in a small business or startup type of an environment, to be able to bring that to the table, especially to small to medium organizations that don't typically have the kinds of resources that corporations have. So to be able to have somebody like Kirby either as a consultant, a coach, or an additive resource, you know, again, I look at something like that and say, it would add a ton of value, has added a ton of value to me, could add a ton of value to whoever it is that he is consulting for. Proof positive in me and my career. You know, I distinctly remember the hiring process as being different than anything that I'd ever really gone through in my entire life, and I've been in the military. So, you know, this interview, I'd call it an interview, but it was really kind of a collection of, you know, quizzes and tests and calls and meetings and exercises and again, really truly a gauntlet. And I can't tell you that I really understood in the moment exactly what it is that they were trying to derive from the entire thing, more than maybe just kind of a gut check. But I would later learn that obviously all of these questions and exercises were done with intent. They were very intentional and they were very purposeful in trying to determine, are we making the right decision based upon years and years and years worth of accumulated knowledge, both success and failure, personality types, what really mattered, what really didn't matter, what kinds of issues you could predetermine, etc. Sounds very scientific today by way of alignment to any kind of data points, etc. But back then, you know, for me, it was a lot. But the reality is being able to then go through that process and understand myself to a greater degree allowed me to be more confident going into what was very much a new role. It really gave me a lot of confidence to be able to have something that Kirby was able to then explain to me, hey, look, you did great in these particular areas. This is where you need to soar with your strengths. There are some other areas here. Here are some systems and processes and resources to help you co-manage these things to an outcome of success. Again, was very critical to me in the development as a sales professional, but really just even as a new hire that was trying to integrate into a new opportunity with a new team. Again, new career, new profession, new everything. And so to have that kind of leadership, that kind of documented standard operating procedure, method, system, practice, policies, etc., I think really helped us achieve the things that we achieved as individuals, but really as a team. Was I more successful as a result of having him in my life and still having him in my life? Absolutely. So for somebody who's looking at engaging with somebody in a professional capacity, whether that's as a coach or as a sales leader, or as a helping hand in hiring the right people, like yes to all of that. Because the results are there, have been there. And if I could leave you with anything, I would say that is, you know, I've not known Kirby to involve himself in anything and in any industry where the outcome was not better than it was prior to him being a part of it.